Yes, working on the blower motor today on a beautiful ride. Well, what happened with this is the key got smashed and sheared somehow. I'm not sure what the problem is. Something bad happened there. Right on the secondary keyway there. Something got kind of hammered. So, you know, on these Chevrolets, these old Chevrolets, you gotta drop the pan to put the timing cover back on. They managed to pull it out without it. Probably bent it or something, but anyway, I'm here to bat clean up, and I'm going to put the timing cover back on after I pull that stuff apart, put the key in correctly. Alright, what we got here now is like a timing chain, but not a timing chain. These are the timing gears. You can replace your timing chain in your Chevrolet by putting in this gear timing set. Now, I'm taking this apart because the keyway down there got damaged somehow in this fancy little blower motor for this 67 Camaro. So anyway, it's pretty simple. They're wedged in there pretty tight, but you can loosen the slack by turning the crank when you're setting the two dots. I don't know, but I got to pull it apart and get that old key out of there. It's damaged, so that's probably what the problem is. The keyway there is damaged. So these come out easy when you take the tension off of them by turning the crank one way or the other to loosen the slack between the two, and then it pulls right out. And there you go. Well, that's so simple. And you get a different type of gear, style of gear for the top and the bottom. Alright, you can see that we got the new keys in the keyway. They weren't really damp. The one in the rear that holds that sprocket on was a little bit screwed up. Had to use a puller. When you do these General Motors type gear, if the gear doesn't want to come off the bottom, well, you got the old handy dandy 3-jaw puller right there, and that pulled the bottom sprocket off the crank. Like I said, the center one I showed you earlier just slips right out, and then you got to finagle it in, have the timing set just perfect for them suckers to slide together. Big wheel goes to the passenger side, the little one to the driver's side. Fortunately, I recorded it before I took it apart, because when I went to put it together, I didn't remember which side was which. But I looked at the video and realized the big wheel was on the left and the small one was on the right. So that solved that problem. So that's all together. So now I gotta drop the pan to get the timing cover back on. So that's the next mission. Okay, oh boy, I'm up close. Okay, just to make this clear, when I said drop the pan, what you do is you just loosen the bolts enough to break the seal and drop it about that far, and hopefully, if not, I've already got the motor mounts bolts out, so all I have to do is jack it up if it's not high enough. But I think if my calculations are correct, that should give me enough room to slip it in there. I hope. If not, then I gotta give the motor, put the jack under the tranny and give it a couple of pumps and lift it a little higher and pull it down a little farther. I'm up against the cross member now with the oil pan. So anyway, all that's put back together. I will pull that crank bolt out. That's not the original crank bolt. That's the one we used to pull the cog off of there, the sprocket. So we'll get that pulled off after I've dropped the distributor back in. Alright, sorry I'm shell shaky, but I'm in a real tough spot right here. Okay, looks like on this Jewel we got that issue taken care of there. But the blower unit's gonna have to come off. I managed to get the distributor out, but to actually get it in, this plate right here with the screws in it, if that wasn't there, we could, the distributor might tilt forward enough to line up straight to get it back in. That's why I had such a hard time pulling it out. It's very difficult. So to get that line back up and the distributor dropped in correctly down in the hole there, the blower's got to come off so I have enough room to set it down. Once it's in there, it's below that plate and it's got enough room to swivel around. So that's the next portion on this, to put the distributor back in. I probably should have did it just take it out, but I thought I could get away with it, but apparently not. Okay, see, we got all the bolts out of it, and whoops, get the finger out of the way. Here, let me get out of the engine compartment here. Alright, we got the bolts all out of the way. It's got studs sticking up. Some of the studs came up with the nuts, but what I see now is this is a very heavy unit. Very heavy. I don't know how heavy. About to find out though. Alright, well, it's very heavy. But I got it out of my way enough to put the distributor in. That's gnarly. Very gnarly. Kind of dirty, but there's nothing in there. This is the air chambers. I wonder, looks like we got a water leak. Yep. Well, damn, my friend. I don't know if he's got antifreeze in it. Well, it's kind of murky. Let's see, does it look like that? Yeah, that's pretty transparent antifreeze there. That's kind of what that looks like sitting in there, isn't it? Yeah, I'd say we have a water leak on the intake. So, looks like we're going to have to go deeper than we thought. We had to take the manifold off there because it's leaking. So after pulling the blower, saw the water puddled up there. So I'm going to pull the other valve cover because we're just going to do all the top end gaskets right now while we're here. Because it's a bear to do any one of these things if you have to. Pulled the manifold off. What I did was put paper towels in there to keep any of the old excess gasket materials. It'll catch a good percentage of it. You'll still miss a little bit. I pack it with paper so that way, or paper towels so that way I can roll it up from the edges and capture most anything that falls in there. And I'm gonna pull that valve cover off right there. Pull the old valve cover off, and then replace all the upper end gaskets while we got it apart this far. Alright, got the surfaces all clean. Got the intake. Where is that doggone thing? There it is. Let's put that baby back up here for now. Put that right there. We got the surfaces all clean on that one. Probably gonna go take and pressure wash it or something. There's the blower. That's what it was in. And at DB's Custom Rods. That's funny.